Hello and welcome to Crimes of the Heart Tarot. I'm Miss Vicki, and I'm going to use the tarot to see if we can gain more insight into unsolved mysteries, deaths, and disappearances. Let's get started. Welcome, I'm so glad you're here, and thank you for liking, sharing, and subscribing. It's really helping my channel. Today I want to do a reading on NATALEE HOLLOWAY. Now, she disappeared in Aruba in 2005. I think a lot of people know the story. She was there after graduation. She was 18 years old, and it was a trip. I'm not sure if there were chaperones, if it was school sanctioned or what. She did graduate from high school in Alabama. Anyway, they went on a trip, a senior trip of some sort, a senior graduation trip, to Aruba. Now Aruba is it's an island just off the northern tip of Peru. It's actually in the Caribbean, and it was a vacation spot, kind of like Sandals or something like that, but I don't know a lot about it. I don't know if there's still even people are going there. There was a bar called Carlos and Charlie's that everybody went to, and 18 was the drinking age, so she was able to go to the bar and with her friends. Apparently, about 1 o'clock, she was seen leaving with Joran Sloot and a couple of friends of his, leaving the bar at 1 a.m. She was never seen after that. He was arrested, and so were the two brothers. I think they're called the Capao brothers. They were arrested and told different stories, and this investigation went on for quite a while. I think a number of years. He was ordered to not leave the country for several years. His father was even arrested. Joran's father was a lawyer, and I think became a judge. He was investigated. Joran was investigated, and they never had any evidence. No one ever saw NATALEE after she left the bar. Joran has been brought to the United States because he has been in contact with NATALEE's mother, Beth. And recently he offered her for $1 million with $25,000 down. He would take her to NATALEE's body, which is really awful. This is complicated, but everyone kind of knows the story. He had been arrested previously for the murder of Stephanie Flores. She was a Peruvian woman, and he was caught on camera leaving her apartment. She'd been, I think, strangled. And he did confess to murdering her. And he's been in a Peruvian jail since 2010, a little after 2010. He was sentenced to 28 years for her murder. He claims that apparently he met her at a poker tournament. Apparently Joran thinks he's a professional poker player, and went to her hotel, and apparently something happened. He said he saw her looking at the laptop about NATALEE, and they had an argument and he strangled her. So he's been in prison in Peru, which are pretty rough prisons from what I understand, since 2010. Now recently he contacted Beth Holloway, NATALEE's mother, and said for $25,000 down he would lead her to her remains. So they sent the money. Apparently Beth and her husband sent the money in two different amounts, and they went over there, and he led them to a house and said she was buried under the cement. But the house wasn't there when Natalee disappeared. So they went back, Natalee's mother, and they filed charges against Joran for mail fraud and extortion. In the United States, this happened. So the money came from the United States to Peru. And I guess there will be a trial or a hearing or something, I'm not sure. I want to do a reading on Joran. Now, he's told a lot of different stories. He said that, first of all, he left her at the beach, then he took her to her hotel room, and then there was a sting operation that was done with apparently a substance dealer, I don't think I can say that, where he was taped unknowingly and said that she had died. Apparently they put something in her drink that it starts with an R. I can't say it. And she went to the beach and she had a seizure or something and died. He panicked. He called a substance abuse dealer that he knew, that he'd apparently gotten this date drug from, and paid the man or promised money for him to disappear Natalee's body. All right, I want to look into that further, but first I want to do a reading about Joran right now. I'm going to do a Celtic cross. What we've got here is the Hermit. This is somebody that's secretive, keeping to himself, going away. I'm using the Urban Tarot for this. This is a gritty tarot. I just want a feeling about Joran right now after pleading not guilty, being in the United States. He's come out of hiding, the Hermit. He'd been in prison for several years. He is in the United States, so he's being exposed to the world. He's kind of been hiding, keeping a low profile. I believe he got married even while he was in prison, and he's still serving out his sentence, but Peru loaned him to the United States for this trial or hearing. It's crossed by the Seven of Wands. All right, he feels like he's under attack. He is under attack. He's been persecuted for a long time. He's been accused. He's been in prison. But he deserved this. I mean, he murdered Stephanie Flores. And there is some question about what happened to Natalee. I just want to get a feeling for him right now. What does he think about this? What's going on in his mind? Underneath we have the Prince of Discs. This could be the prince or princess. This is someone who is young, who has power. This is about the earth. This is about money. It's in reverse, so he needed money. Apparently you can have money when you're in jail over there. I'm not sure how it works. I know he married someone. He did this for money. Maybe he was going to bribe someone. I don't know. Being a gambler, I don't know. I don't know if he gambles. I don't think he gambles in prison. Behind this is Dominion. This is the Two of Wands. This is somebody who has set forth information full of fire, wanting to do a lot of different things. In reverse, it's somebody who isn't going anywhere. Obviously, if he's in jail in Peru, he's not going anywhere. Why did he do this? I mean, $1 million and $25,000 down. Who got the money? I don't know. Were they holding it for him? Above this is the Prince of Discs. Okay, this is somebody else. He was dealing with someone on the outside. There's someone on the outside. Now, his father is deceased. He died a few years after Natalee disappeared. He had a heart attack and died. His mother was still alive after his father died, and Joran was able to. He left Aruba, I think, and went to Peru. He's got somebody on the outside that's helping him that was going to get this money, that got the money, because I don't believe they send it to the prison. What is his future? What's coming up for him? Wow, the Queen of Swords. Okay, this is the start of the truth. The Queen of Swords is about truth. This is someone with no feelings. I think he's going to be asked a lot of questions that are going to make him uncomfortable. Now, the Queen of Swords could be Beth Holloway. She's been after him and not wanting to let this go ever since her daughter Natalie died. Well, we'll say died. Her daughter Natalie disappeared. Now, in reverse, this is someone who is out for vengeance. Now, this also could be the lawyers. They're going to get everything they can from him. The FBI was involved. Boy, they're going to throw everything at him they can think of. What I think they want is, Beth wants to know what happened to Natalie, and I can understand why. All these years. All right, this is how he's feeling now. The Ace of Discs. This is usually the beginning of something good. In reverse, this is being stuck. This is someone who basically has nowhere to go. Is he going to tell Beth what happened? Pull a few more cards here. Four of Wands. The Four of Wands is finishing something. It is completing something. It is something coming to an end. And it's in reverse. I think the feelings around him are that they're not going to get a lot from him, but they're going to try. They're going to try, if they can find him guilty of extortion and wire fraud, which I think they have the goods on him, then they're going to, I think, offer a plea deal. Hopes and Fears, the Princess of Wands. All right, now this is a fire sign. Now this princess, these cards are kind of like the Aleister Crowley top cards. This is someone full of fire, opening the door, not afraid to go after whatever they want. This could be Beth, this could be her lawyers. This could be the Department of Justice, the FBI. They are going to go after him for everything they can. The fears are that there won't be anything there. That's kind of what I'm getting. The outcome for Joran, the Queen of Discs. Okay, this is money. This is called the Matriarch. I almost feel like Beth will win this. I don't think this is Joran. The Queen of Discs is going to win the outcome. She is a wonderful mother. This is a mother. This is someone who will sacrifice herself for her children. This is upright. I think Beth will come out the winner in this. I think that I also feel like Joran is just doing this because he's in prison. What does he have to lose at this point? 28 years he was sentenced to, plus extra time for, I believe he threatened the judge or something. He's facing life in Peru. He was recently physically beat and wants to be in a different prison, but I think she'll win. I think she'll win something out of this. Even if she just sees him being asked a lot of questions. If he's accused of this, this will be added on to his 28 years plus, which I don't know that he cares. I don't see him really. I see truths coming out about him, but I don't see that he really cares. I mean, he thought he was going to get that money. I don't know where that money went. There could be somebody that he could have that money. Could be a friend holding it for him or a relative. Beth is going to come out on top with this. Now he may tell the truth about what happened, and I don't know how they could prove that. A lie detector to someone like him. That's not even admissible in court. I think I'll pull a few cards for Natalee. Now, this is a complicated case. He's been up to no good for quite a while. This is all alleged. This is just my opinion of the cards. But this bothers me. There's not a lot in the news about it. I think Natalee deserves to have vindication, and her mother. I want to pull a few cards from the, let's see, I think I'll use, this is the Tarot of Mystical Moments. Now this is more, there's a lot of women in this, a lot of women in the illustrations, but we're talking about Natalee now. I want to pull a few cards. I'd like to know what happened to her too. I mean, the one story that I did hear, that apparently what they did was they hired someone who did illegal dealings to meet with Joran, and they talked, and this person was recording all these things. Apparently they had something to drink. I don't know the details. They haven't really released the details because they really don't want people to know. But Joran stated that she had a seizure. They put something in her drink, and I don't think, he wasn't that old at the time. I don't think he really knew what he was doing or what he was giving her, but it made her compliant. She left the bar with Joran and his two friends. Everyone knows that. They have them on the video. And he told this friend that she had a seizure, apparently from whatever was given to her in the drink that he put in there. You know, the stories you've heard about putting stuff in people's drinks and making them where they can do whatever. That she died on the beach. The brothers apparently left. And he called a substance abuse dealer. He panicked. She was passed on. I have to be careful what I say. And the dealer person, he made a deal with him or paid him or something, took her body, put her in a vehicle, and disposed of her in the ocean. Now that sounds plausible to me, but I thought we'd ask these cards. Let's see if we can get Natalee to help us with this. I know she wants the truth to come out. All right, these are interesting cards. The Five of Swords. All right, this is argument. This is battle. I think she struggled. I think she did have something happen. Let's see what else we can get. Let's all believe Joran. This is his word against common sense and whatever. Now, this is all alleged. This is for entertainment purposes only. I wasn't there. I don't know the people. It's just my interpretation of the reading of the cards. I'd like to know what happened to Natalee also. Is that story the true story? The Three of Wands. All right, she was waiting. We have the ocean. We have a ship. We have this long braided hair. There was a struggle. Did she have a seizure, or did he do something to her? The Four of Swords. All right, there she is. She's laying there. She was passed on the beach, and he panicked. The struggle interests me. I think she might have fought him, and he might have done something to her. That's kind of what I'm getting from the cards. She did pass on there at the beach. That's what I'm getting. And then we have the Judgment card. These are really beautiful cards. I need to use them more often. All right, Judgment. This is what's happening now. He's being judged. We know that. He also made a call to his friend. I mean, I don't think he was old enough, or I'm not sure how old he was when this happened. I don't think he was much over 19 or 20.
He wasn't experienced. He didn't know what he was putting in. He just thought it was cool. He was going to take her to the beach and do whatever. I also get he was jealous of these Americans that went there. He thought they were stupid. A few more cards. Just a few more cards. It's interesting that they have beach scenes in these cards. I picked these cards just because I hadn't used them in a long time. The Four of Cups. This is something happening. This is her being given something in her drink. She was not happy with what happened. Another umbrella and a little bird of some kind. The Hermit. She felt all alone. There she is at the beach. I think they put her in the water. I think his friend took her and put her in the ocean. She was all alone in the bottom of the ocean. And I think that's where she's been. The Nine of Cups. This is a single woman. This is someone all alone. She's passed on, though. She's gone to the light a long time ago. I don't believe she was sold into, I can't even say that, sold anywhere. I think she died on the beach. I'm getting that really strongly. He panicked. He called his friend, who was the fixer, the person that was, it was an older person, I get, too. And I think they put her in a vehicle. Page of Cups, Cup of Love. She was a very sweet girl, but she was in the wrong place at the wrong time. Nine of Pentacles. This is very slow moving, this investigation. I think the truth might come out, but what they'll do with it, how many truths are there to tell? He even named the name of this person that he called. The Ace of Wands is the beginning. I think this is going to be a new beginning for Beth. I see in the Holloway family, I see the start of a new history. There's a rose. This is going to be the ending card for her pain. I mean, she'll never forget what happened, but she's going to feel that it's going to be a new emotional beginning for her. She'll never forget what happened. And this money thing, this slow-moving money, this has been going on for a while. Moving slowly. And the last card we have is Temperance. This is balancing. This is really interesting. This shows a woman in a dress with a little umbrella, but she looks like she's under the ocean. This is Natalie. She was under the sea. She's been there all this time. There's probably not a lot left of her remains, her bodily remains, but she moved on a long time ago. She moved on a long time ago. I think what he said is true. I'm getting that from these cards. There she is. She's moved on. She's completed her time on Earth, and she's moved on. I'm getting that story, and it's interesting. I wanted to use these cards. I didn't really think about them related to the ocean, but they are. There she is in the deep sea. I don't know if he'll confess to this. I think their plan is that they'll add on more years, which, I mean, 28 years plus is a lot. I'm not so sure that they'll be able to threaten him with anything. I mean, it's almost like he's pretty well done. One more card. Oh, it came out again. The Four of Swords. She's happy. She's moved on. She's not in pain. She's gone on. I'm not so sure he'll give a confession, but he might, they might confront him about that recording, and he might say it's true. What does he have to lose, really? What does he have to gain? They can throw the book at him and then say, well, if you tell us the truth, we won't do this. But just seeing him in court, I think, and seeing him squirm is going to be enough for them. The Eight of Swords. Yeah. He's going to be in prison for the rest of his life, I think. I don't know how old he is now. He's got to be in his maybe 30. And he's got at least 28 more years. I think they tacked on 10 more. He's going to be in prison for the rest of his life. And I think that's going to be enough. Whatever he says, they can confront him. Just seeing him looking like he does now, knowing he's in prison for the rest of his life, which he will be, I believe, will be enough. Anyway, I'm going to close the circle. I just wanted to do a reading for her. I feel like there's not enough attention paid to what's going on, that he is in court. And I just wanted to pay my respects to Natalie and her family. So thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time. Bye.